Good evening, good evening, good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spillin' Tea. Crap, not drinking temperature yet. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels, and before we get into it this evening, some real life tells and the usual disclosures. Alright, folks, so update on the Paul situation. Oh my god. He's fine. But he's been arguing with the doctors about the MRI because he wants to go home. Doctor won't sign him out until he takes the MRIs. And here's me. Here's what you do. I gotta help him save face. He's being a total man right now. Tell the doctor, get your dinner first. Then tell the doctor you'll do the MRIs in the morning. And he's afraid they're going to experiment on him because, well, they've done it in the past. But neither here nor there. Sorry, folks. That you'll do the MRIs, but there will be no experimenting. And that when I and his mom go visit him tomorrow after I get off work, that he'll just come home with us unless something pops up in the MRI. Managed to convince him to go ahead and give them the okay because it's ridiculous. Like, dude, just do the MRIs. Come on. Right? It's better to know if there's anything going on up there or in its Pebbles area that we know about now and can plan for it, as opposed to go another 3 months down the line and have another thing like this happen. You know? We're financially strapped as it is. I am constantly stressed and exhausted. I would like to not be completely exhausted for once in my life. Just saying. All right, now, folks, time for the usual disclaimers. You are going to see the link to this report right there in the description box alongside the other links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject and the templates. You know the drill. Sign your name, click on your senator, and the ever-present, self-explanatory, change.org, shut the Judge Rotenberg Center down petition. Now, folks, when we talk about the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please go ahead and use your headphones, all right? That is 4:25 in the afternoon. I'm beyond exhausted and frustrated. And today on the phones, my God, as if I needed enough on top of all this shit. It was frustrating as hell, my God. So if I stumble over any of my words this afternoon, my apologies in advance, alright? Okay, and also, heads up, needless to say, if we do get to pick them up and bring them home tomorrow, stream's going to be a little later than usual. Alright, so we were on page 47, 12.2. Behavior management and restraint training. Fuck it, I don't care if it's too hot, I'm going to drink some now. And kitten says meow, by the way. In case anybody was wondering, the meow says meow. Right, Mr. Meow? You say hi? You go, kid. Alright, folks, so training on behavior management. Sorry, I got cheese. Driving me nuts. Training on behavior management and suspension and termination procedures includes program student conduct and discipline code, description of safeguard for students' emotional, physical, and psychological well-being. Well, that's a fucking joke. You really think they're physically or emotionally or psychologically fucking trapped in that hellhole? But they have a discipline code, Tiffany. What? You see that disabled person there? Yep. Don't treat him like a human. Is that it? Is that it? Policies on timeout procedures. Techniques for dealing with disruptive and violent behavior, including skill training on proper use of nonviolent restraint. Yeah, I'm going to put this to you. There's no such thing. Whether you have situations where it is necessary to put someone in restraint, you can try to make it as easy as possible. But yeah, needless to say, detailed procedures pertaining to the use of any type of restraint which must meet or exceed any requirements in applicable state regulations or policy. Yes, because their policy regulations for the state is stellar for letting you all exist. Procedures for obtaining and recording data regarding student discipline and behavior, along with description of how such data will be integrated into the IEP. I'm sorry, but if you're a parent and torture is suddenly a part of your kid's IEP, I'd be taking them to a different school district and moving. Just saying is all. But they're IEP team discussions, and they need it. Nobody needs torture, Karen. Nobody needs torture. Nobody needs to be shocked repeatedly at just below the lethal limit because you don't like that somebody flaps their hands as a stem, okay? Okay? We good? Or shocked for speaking out or stopping work for more than 5 seconds. Fucking God. Are you a school or a slave colony? No. OCCS residential regulations on behavior management, including restraint and timeout, are found at 102 CMR 3.077. The provisions relating to restraint are expanded in blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to read. But the Department of Education approves it. It must be okay. Really? On what fucking planet? On any other school district on fucking planet Earth would ever agree with this? Just saying. Massachusetts, fucking seriously. The program written procedures and staff training for the reporting of suspected child student abuse or neglect to the Department of Social Services, MGL 51A, and Disabled Persons Protection Commission, MGI 19C. Such procedures include notification to the Department of Education when a report is filed against a program or its employees. They say this is implemented. Well, of course you do, because if a student talks about the fucking horrors of that place, all they other tell the kid is that's not abuse, it's court approved. The Department of Education approves it, so it's what you deserve. Yeah, they do fucking nothing to protect those kids. Nothing. They are sleep deprived, they are fucking starved, they are traumatized, and then they're put on that fucking machine. End of Massachusetts. End of. Just saying. The program shall develop written policies and procedures for annual basic emergency first aid training for all direct care staff. Oh, they've done wonderful jobs with that, considering the 6 students dead. When specifically required by the Department of Education, direct care personnel maintain appropriate CPR certification. Implemented. Oh, if that was implemented, why are there so many incidents? If they're so good at first aid, how the hell can staff not figure out when a student needs to go to the fucking hospital? But it needs to be approved by the nurse. It doesn't take a trained CPR to fucking know when somebody needs to go to the hospital, alright? And I'm going to put it bluntly. 12.2 Training by a physician or registered nurse shall be given to all staff who provide care and instruction to students receiving medication. You remember in that 2006 report from New York when they said that the people passing out the medication were not certified to do so? Are you really going to blow smoke up my ass and tell me they're lying? Really? Medication training. The training includes a nature of medication, potential side effects, and special precautions or requirements. Note, see requirements for healthcare manual, which include policies and procedures on medical administration. Here's my question. If these kids are supposed to be on medication, per doctor's orders and their IEP, why do y'all constantly pull it out of their program and not let them have it? And then shock them instead. Oh, but let's read the notes. The Department of Education findings. Not all staff who provide care and instruction to students receiving medication have received trained in potential side effects and or special precautions or requirements. Oh, for once you decided not to lie about something. But you still think this school's hunky-dory? Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and close it out there, but we've come across a lot of things that shows the fact of the matter is the Department of Education learned absolutely fucking nothing during any of this. Nothing. They see nothing wrong with anything that the school does to those kids. They don't even broach the subject of the shocks or the behavioral lessons or the starvation or the sleep deprivation. They don't even go into the food safety issues, which are major issues for any school district that were brought up in the 2006 report. They don't even address it, folks. They don't even address it. People can die with improper food safety precautions. Of course, they don't care, but maybe they would care if a fucking parent would bury their school in the ground where it should be. So basically, we have this state bending over backwards to try to clean up JRC's mess time and time again. But what the state doesn't seem to understand is that, kind of like the AH case, the evidence is out. We have witness testimonies, we have medical histories, we have video documentation, we have medical photos. Okay? We have that 2006 New York School Department report, which, by the way, due to that lawsuit and due to that report, the JRC had to completely change and rearrange how it treated the New York students. And you're going to sit there and try to tell me everything's hunky-dory. It's a PR move, folks, and it's a bad one. Because anybody who's gone through the evidence as we have knows it's a crock of shit. And on that, folks, I'm going to close out for this evening. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few that we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this evening. And as always, we here at Spilly Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.